Click back over there for him.
Check.
Checkity check, check, check. Are we live?
Hot mics.
Let's
live. There it is. There's our beautiful videos.
Whee!
Friday night, Benji's game. About to deal some cards. My name's Dan Simone. I'm sitting here with Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
The new Eric in town.
Yes.
I got a big news announcement. For everybody watching now, you're the first to hear this live on delay. Officially. Poker House Dallas, Poker House, has partnered with Peaks. We have become Poker House at Peaks. This is big news. The brains are collaborating. Big things, fun things available left to come in the coming days. More news. Fun tournaments. Other things are changing and gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have high hands. We're gonna have our big
promos.
High hand promos. Really fun stuff. We're gonna have our first tournament on Saturday. $100 buy-in, 20K starting stack, 20-minute levels, starting at noon.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Tournaments are back, folks. For all you people that like smaller buy-ins, bigger payouts, less risk, more reward, we're going to be having that here. Poker House at Peaks.
It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Let's introduce our cast of characters. There he is, the little dictator himself, Benji Boy in the 5 seat. There's John Harris in the 9. Eric Hernandez, our hero, in the 8. A new face for me in the 7. That dude's name is Chase. El Jefe is still here, and he's still playing 5-10-25 with these crushers. I saw Seth here on Tuesday playing 5-10. He might be in from out of town. His name is Seth. He looks very competent. He looks like a poker pro. We're waiting on a little technological alignment, and the cards will start flying soon.
Yep, it just took an extra moment. I tweaked your stream just a little bit.
We got the expert in the house already.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah. Saw you out there taking pictures of people.
Yep.
Everything's going to be looking great. Everyone bought in for 3K. This is the structure of this game. 1K to 3K. All these guys always buy in 3K. This gets very big. It pretty much always straddles to 25 also. And then it is immediately match the stack. So whenever anyone doubles up, someone at the table will add $3,000 to their stack.
Yes.
It's awesome.
That makes it fun.
Very fun.
That makes it fun.
And we're off, folks.
Thank you. You too. They're going to be going to belt like right away.
Look at that.
First hand of March. 75.
Yes, Benji six-handed is a very aggressive man. Hello. We're going to see a fun hand right off the bat as our villain, Eric Hernandez, goes to 250 with a beautiful ace-jack of hearts. Benji never folds here. He loves to battle, even out of position. Oh, look at their little pictures. That's nice.
Isn't that neat?
I am absolutely wrong about the first hand for Benji. Queen 9 clubs is a fold for him sometimes. He took that 250 very seriously. I like that. These guys feel each other out in the first hour. There's a lot of adjustments being made, and then the real fight starts.
And Eric dealt to us last night. Is that correct?
Eric Hernandez, our hero, is also a dealer here in the Peaks sweatshirt. Good dude, my friend, personal friend, and actually a pretty damn good player. Chase is new to us. Opens with 6s. Oh, I see another change we've made. Oh, I take it back. Okay, never mind. We are showing the cards that get folded.
Yes.
This might fold around to the razor. No one had a hand to play with.
I did change your ticker.
The ticker looks nice.
Instead of just one long sentence, I put spaces in there, make it easy to read.
These are all very common sense changes. That is our address. You can always Google Peaks Dallas on your maps function. Seinfeld just showed up. So did Clint. This is going to be a very fun lineup, as it always is. John with 9s goes to 75. The standard open. Chase does not defend with 7-4. That's a good fold. If you'll notice in the background, there's Benji's personal pepperoni pizza. A little too early for V-pips, 3 hands in.
Yeah.
Small sample size isn't going to give us a great story yet. But my guess, and I would wager that John Harris will be at the top of that chart in no time.
Now, the way you're set up for this system, the action tracker clicks on something and you see it 15 minutes later.
We are on delay. The things we're seeing on this screen and that the viewers at home are seeing have happened 15 minutes ago. We are commenting on that, and it is for tip-top, airtight game integrity.
Love it.
It took Philip literally just hearing about one day.
Eric, we've just recently gotten the ability to hear the table audio while we are speaking.
Oh.
So I'm having to adjust and speak less, which is tough for me, personally, you know?
Having table audio makes a world of difference. I'm really looking forward to tweaking a few of the things and making this just a much better stream. I do love this.
Oh, that's why I was excited for you to come in, because pretty quickly, Poker House Dallas' stream was top-notch.
We gotta get on time, so he's been running late all the time.
Hefe with sort of a loose open in the cutoff. I mean, it's in charts. It's, doesn't connect with his specific hand very well, but that ace and a king is his opening. He has more good aces and kings than these callers, but John Harris does not fold a king. Absolutely not. Hefe can definitely double barrel bluff now as he picks up a spade draw.
Yeah.
Sometimes players will check back and take their equity. Harris believes that he has a nice ace and folds a king. Good play, Hefe. That is a classic double barrel bluff.
Bluffing
You
without
pick up equity
Yeah.
on the turn, and you semi-bluff.
By the way, do you think possibly would try to like add more tables by expanding into that area? Or not, right?
The players are already discussing all of our grand ideas for expansion, new tournaments, promos, marketing.
I think our biggest challenge is going to be your parking lot.
Uberman.
Yeah, that's something.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
That's something we're gonna address. I would love to stay here the whole time.
You do not have to. I've done this solo plenty.
I have to go to Fort Worth and stream the final table of my tournament right now. And
Nice.
It's an hour drive, and registration closes in an hour. So hopefully, I get down there in time for that final table. It's a $100 tournament. 30K starting stack, 20-minute levels. It's our first time having a buy-in tournament in like 4 weeks. They've just been
Nice.
free rolls.
Yeah.
Fort Worth is that's kind of a free roll town. It was
Okay.
It was the fort runs free rolls all the time, and
Yeah.
the other venues there, they run free rolls, and so that's what Poker House is doing. And I want to bring back some of the players. Like, can we have a real tournament instead of free
Yes,
roll?
I bet.
So this is our first time in like a month that we're going to have a tournament that people are buying into. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to go live stream it right now. Good luck.
Awesome, man.
And tomorrow I'll be back and I'll be here for the duration.
Yeah, thanks for the new tweaks and all your help and everything, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Perfect.
Later,
Thanks.
buddy. That is Eric Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. He is our live stream producer of all of the poker houses, and quite good at it.
I never thought I was going to be playing a poker house again. You won't be, it's still Peaks. Yeah.
It's Poker House at Peaks, Benji. We're going to align our messaging appropriately as Chase opens to 75 with Ace King of Hearts in the cutoff. A slam dunk raise, obviously.
Yeah, not the best area.
What you want to have in this event.
And unless the graphics held up a little bit, we did see a flop. But these boys act so fast that Chase has already taken down this pot.
He's at 150 and then he folded. He thought it's not reading the cards.
Those ones? Just the flop again? You picked up a flop out if you want, it looks like. It's okay, kill it. I'm okay. Hey, Eric.
Bear with us, folks. We're already into the next hand, and okay, I see what's going on. Now we're going to deal the next hand. All's well. This is Peaks Dallas live on delay. I wonder when we're going to put some Poker House on this felt. Poker House at Peaks. I really like that.
We should do that. There should be an economic.
Oh, David, what's his name?
Oh my god,
David.
he can hop in
This
game just got juicy.
Yeah, let's get David in here. Wait, do you think he's playing this game or?
He'll probably come in here.
David! David! Yeah, David!
They are really trying to get Indian in this game. A local legend, Native American David.
Hey, tell him I'm here. He was sitting on instantly.
He makes every game fun.
9-3 off? No, I had 9-3 off. Yeah, I had 2. 9-3 off is just a little bit too bad.
I see that Seth hasn't played a hand yet. We're about 9 hands in. No offense. No judgments. This is a poker judgment-free zone here in the booth at Poker House at Peaks. Everybody's really good. Damn good players. But a suited jack, when it folds to you on the button, that is a charts-approved raise, everybody. Does Chase want to defend his suited computer? He does not. And surrenders his $25 straddle to Seth. I have caught on and noticed patterns of early on in this game. It's like the early game of a chess match. Everybody's feeling each other out, setting up moves for later. Somebody will be setting the pace as far as aggression goes. That is a disciplined fold by Hefe against this early position raise from John. Queen 10 offsuit. Not the strongest. He's our villain tonight. Hood's up. Facial hair. It really depends. There's one of my favorites, Seinfeld.
There's multiple Taiwanese fans that have waterway. Okay, but you just left the news. Eric has sold the
T6. His name is Seinfeld. He's coming in for 3,200.
It's not a poker house? Yeah. Like legit poker house at Peaks.
Yeah, they put it in like.
No, like they're here.
Here we go, Seth. First to act goes to 75 with 7s.
It's about to be very busy. It's like,
Hang on.
And Seth has run into queens of Chase in the small blind.
Bridge Mike.
Yeah, but again, we're the VIP members, so they're gonna get free stacks.
And Chase does put the 3-bet on with queens. Obviously, slam dunk raise. He goes to 150 though, I think. Yeah, so that's just a min raise from Chase here. And with this amount of equity, Seth probably can't fold. This is going to be a dangerous flop for Seth as he has an overpair to the board and is just crushed to these queens. This c-bet on the flop is on the bigger side, on a little disconnected. I mean, it's a connected board, but it's very small cards. Rainbow. You typically want to go about 1/3. Oh, nice. Turn for Seth. Picks up open-ended straight draw and 10% more equity. Seth can start running a bluff here. He also may think that his 7s are still good and Chase has something like ace-king. Oh boy. $1.7's already in the pot. Chase has 2.1. They both do. Is he contemplating an all-in shove? Announces a 1500 verbally. That is a very strong move. Chase still has queens. In a 3-bet pot that he opened the cutoff, got min raised. Chase could really... I mean, Seth is going to have more 2-pair, more sets. He has 7-8. There are a bunch of winning hands that Seth can have. So he's turning 7s into a bluff and putting a lot of pressure on queens here. In the tank. This is a big decision.
Start with 5Ks first. Then, if we get a big enough game going here, we can start adding in the 25Ks. But yeah, they
I don't know Chase at all. This is the first time I'm seeing him play. But the act of not going all in from Seth is kind of interesting. Chase makes the call. Good call. Not an easy call at all, even though you have a pair over all of the cards on the board. It's still just one pair, and his relative hand strength. Those queens turn into a bluff catcher, which he did execute well. He caught the bluff. And our first big chip movement of the night, a very large pot for our new guy, Chase.
How much did you add on?
Oh yeah, so whenever you add on, make sure to let him know so they can update the check down.
Looks like 13.
I already had a thing, I already had a black.
Oh, okay.
I had one or two black.
He added on 1100.
Yeah.
And then driving, like the first time I hit the gas, it was just...
Rattled on for 25.
I'm mulling over in my mind how I'm going to adjust all my fun little catchphrases now. Is this still Peaks Dallas Live, or is this Poker House at Peaks Dallas Live on delay? Quite a mouthful. Yes, 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 yes. Benji with sixes raises to 75. Seinfeld calls in the cutoff, and John defends his big blind and flops a pair and a flush draw. Hell yeah. Oh yes, Benji now turns a set and can absolutely bet here. I see a bet from John that hasn't calculated into the graphics yet. The top pair and flush draw. John leads out for 175, and Benji's putting in a raise here with his set of sixes. And we could see another big pot.
175. And then the 5C raised to 750.
I'm folding.
Shit, look right at the camera there.
Sorry. Sorry, Mom.
9C call.
This is a nice big healthy raise from Benji. 6 outs for John. Does not hit his flush.
9 check.
Benji has a little more than a pot-sized bet left. Does he put it all in? I think he goes on the smaller side. I think he knows that John's calling range on the turn is a lot of... He does make the jam. I did not finish my thought earlier, but I think that John calling that extra 525 on the turn, 575 on the turn, is indicative of a lot of flush draws, which he has. Hey, buddy. Benji's making a little more than a pot-sized bet left. Effectively polarizing, communicating to John that I have the nuts or a bluff. There aren't the most like strong nutted hands that got there on the turn, or on the river, excuse me. And this does look, I mean, it's deceptive. The sixes, whenever you hit a set on the turn, there's just like inherent deception. You don't really see it coming that often. Heyo. My man John is seriously in the tank on this because he calls with the 10. He bluff caught. Benji gets paid off again. Benji's still running well. 2-outering John on the turn. There's 2 sixes left in the deck for him to hit sets with, and John already in an early hole for the night. An early deficit. These chips don't turn into real money until the game's over. And John has the history of climbing back out of a deficit and making money by the end of the night. I'm noticing that Jefe, El Jefe in the 4 seat has relinquished his seat for Bridge Mike, who is about to sit down. There's Clint. Clint, do hit. Clint, get lucky, do hit. Clint, do hit.
C-L-I-N-T.
Yep, side table is absolutely broken now. Thank you, Steven. Feels like someone went berserk in this room at some point and just broke a bunch of stuff.
No. I have no for
Chunks of wall missing. Anywho,
the one seat. 2-seat fold.
Friday night Benji's game, 510, usually has the 25 on. I don't have the chat up in front of me. We'll want to do that at some point. I love to interact with our fans.
You said 1,000? Are you
Fans.
gonna want any more than that, or
Let's go, Clint.
Yeah, I have like 6K.
6K in DTH? I could.
Second pair for Clint, bottom pair for Seinfeld.
An exact amount.
They don't have for cash.
You do want to
Semi-disconnected rainbow board.
like more.
Seinfeld knows much better than I do, but I think you see continuation bet of 5 here. There you go, Clint. Just turning trips.
I just don't want to end up with it if I don't have to.
Like it's nothing. Like it's a Friday. Don't know what that means, but good check back by Seinfeld.
Whenever you're leaving,
Seinfeld rivers a flush, and Clint is possibly going to lose a lot of money here, relatively.
yeah. And John, on the rest. Thank you. Do you have it all in purple?
He pots it. You can bet your ass there's a raise coming,
Are you adding that on?
because Seinfeld has the nut flush.
But actually, hypothetically,
The board is paired, but there are not a lot of full houses that check the turn. And I could be absolutely wrong about that. A lot of people check full houses on the turn with the idea of check raising. Seinfeld's really thinking through this. I believe he's deciding how much to raise.
5. Okay.
There are those raisin chips.
6 seat raises.
This is huge. This is essentially a 9x raise. Clint hates it. He absolutely hates it. The strength of those trip 7s has diminished significantly. Clint and Seinfeld have a lot of history together. Clint absolutely is aware that Seinfeld is capable of bluffs of this magnitude. And that is what Seinfeld is trying to make it look like he's possibly bluffing. Because this bet is so big, this bluff has to, if in fact it is a bluff, which we know it isn't, but Clint doesn't know that. He's bluff catching with his trip 7s. Because this bet is so big, this and the pot relative to the size of the pot, this bluff has to work a very high percentage of the time. I can't do the math in my head right now. But those are the type of things I believe Clint is calculating. And what a fold, folks. It is not easy to fold trip 7s there.
Okay, so the 3 seat is
Oh
mine.
no, we're missing the 3-bet river from him.
Oh, yeah.
And then I see he's in for 5,000.
Oh yeah, we had a sick hand on Tuesday.
What happened? And
And believe me when I say this, that was a very high-level play by Seinfeld.
He bets like 350.
Who's a
on the
bona
river,
fide
and like, he
5'10"
opened, I
crusher.
called, and then bottom at like 125, I call turn, and the board was like 5, 5, 4, 2 spades. Turn is
Oh,
just
listen to
way
that, everybody. Benji's telling us another fun hand he's
he
played
opens,
before.
I call. Flop is 5, 5, 4, 2 spades. Right.
Was that snarky?
Check 125, call. Turn 2 of spades. That's 2 of spades. Oh wait, you can't spoil it like that.
Trying to continue it there.
No, so 2 of spades, and then it goes check, check, and then river's the king of hearts, and I check, and then
So no hearts come in. No hearts.
no, only the spades,
Right.
and then he bets 350 like pot.
I personally don't want to listen to this,
He shoved like
but that could be
4,200 total, or,
pretty hypocritical of me.
and I'm sitting there with a bluff,
Hello, 17 people.
and I'm like,
Oh, we got chats. I'm sorry. We're just looking at it now. Your wife's boyfriend was the R villain moniker suggested by Dan LOL. You're damn right it was.
and I'm like 7 dudes.
Ramiro Garcia, let's go ECH.
Go for it.
Gaming Pro, there's a bunch of Zalots in Dallas. Terrell, what's up, the GOAT? Mr. Ghost.
Well, I had 1475. He made it like 4,000. But it's like a spot like most.
Villain is misspelled. Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Even at 2-5, you get stacked there every time. And
It's fixed. I'm reading this chat from a while back. Yep, sorry.
like, it's just so hard to
Oh, thanks, dude. Your wife's boyfriend is
this one we got short.
quoting Seinfeld because we have a player named Seinfeld.
Literally, if I
Gaming Pro, which audio is buzzy? The table audio or the announcer audio? Thank you. Okay, back to the action. I'm seeing a couple ace jacks and a pair of nines for Seinfeld. John's getting aggressive. Take that back. Our villain's being aggressive. Goes to 150.
For a little bit.
Yeah,
Taking it easy for a little bit. It's funny.
John is cold calling a 3-bet from the button with the same hand,
That's why I took a break.
and neither of them connect. Seinfeld is still good.
You know what's sick is that
And sandwiched in the middle here, our villain should tread cautiously.
which is right when Cashman showed up.
Yeah.
I had no idea that game would be going till past 10 a.m. in the morning.
Dude, I fucked up mad by doing that shit. Yeah. So, I took it easy
Our villain does tread lightly, and the whole hand checks through.
on that.
King on the turn, with 2 players behind him. Seinfeld is going to check again.
Also, there's like probably 3 people that ended up making plus 10, 14.
Now our villain with a delayed continuation bet.
You hear about that?
When a card that hits his range, as they say, falls on the turn and a king is good for him. Can he hit a queen? He cannot. But the club flush gets there. Does our villain have it in him to rip in a bluff here? Excuse me, not rip in, but the mustard. Does he have the mustard? He decides to check. They're gonna chop this pot. And a snap check back from John.
You were in position with these.
I was in I can't really remember because, so.
That face from our villain
Is a 9 spade, so it's
looks to me like he knew a bluff might work.
spades and a 7. So no flush out there. He checks. I'm at 12. He re-raises.
Not at the time, but when he saw John's exact hand, he probably could have gotten it through.
River's like a 5. He jams, yeah. And I have the With a spade in my hand, and Jack came from both betting on, and I ended up folding. Oh my god, I know. If I didn't have the queen maybe in my straddle button, it was a really tough call. I just had 80 top.
What did you think he had?
Dude, I was tanking for like maybe like 5 minutes, dude, and I ended up folding.
But like, since you folded, like, what did you think was
Like some
Oh, sweet, glorious poker gods.
Seat raised to 75.
I'm seeing here that Native American David in DN is going to be joining us.
285.
correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's why people fold.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say what.
We got a hand to brewing. Here we go. Pocket sixes for villain. The ace king of Clint on the button goes to 285.
I was so confused. I've been playing all night with that. Yeah,
Our villain defends with sixes.
no. 2 pair beats me still.
Very brave.
Up there.
He's gonna have to stay brave to hang out in this hand for long enough.
One seat check.
And
Check back from Clint.
heck, this is, it's not the first time, but it's just like funny when it's not me bringing out the oranges.
It's not the best flop for ace king, obviously.
It's like 99% of the time it's me who's doing it. Especially back in the day. Yeah, literally, sometimes I remember one Tuesday looking around like half the people have oranges, but I'm the one that dropped all of them.
Villain checks again.
Yeah, not me, but everybody.
Clint decides to take this 8 of clubs,
Not a pretty test for me.
leverage it into a $400 bet.
Which all played.
Villain's sixes could very well be good still. But now he also has a gut shot to a 7.
Still playing this game.
8 seat call.
That guy's like the guy.
Does make the call.
That works against anyone else.
This is a very interesting 3-bet pot.
8 seat checks.
I don't know if this is a card that Clint really wants to use to bluff with.
1 seat goes all in.
I'm wrong all the time. This is probably a field play, street poker. He's sensing that our villain is not that strong.
Right out 21.
But I gotta tell you folks, this looks kind of fishy. But I might be biased because I can see that it's ace-king. All I can do is speculate that the face that villain's making now also indicates that he thinks it's fishy. Can he make a hero call here?
Player
He
call.
does. It doesn't even take him that long.
We show pocket sixes. Okay.
The table goes silent. Clint gets stacked in his 5th hand.
I don't know yet.
Very brave bluff. That possibly works against a lot of players.
Thank you.
And a lot of players just fold out pocket sixes pre-flop, but these guys love to battle. Hey, buddy. Juanito.
He's coming in for 5,000.
Good for now. Were you thinking Arby's? I didn't get anything. I don't know who.
Oh, sorry.
2K and 2K or no 4K in black and then 800 green and then 200 in reds.
Hey, I'm getting 15 right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Very impressive call from Eric Hernandez, who also can tout himself as a top-tier dealer in this game. Oh, the stacks have fattened up already. Look at this. Guys are already adding money to their stacks. Is that already 30 grand on the table? Kick ass. This is the big boy pants game.
How could you not tell me that? Would have saved me so much money by now.
Still a small sample size. There's Bridge Mike, who has been playing this game more frequently. I think he's figured out how good it is. Playing with Ace King again immediately after.
3 suit raises, 220.
Running into kings. Gross. My heart goes out to you, Clint. That is statistically unfortunate.
They got new ones.
Still waiting on some chips.
Sorry.
Now, typically, this is a 4-bet situation. And here it comes.
Player raises to 800.
Both of these guys have 5K. Very deep. Clint goes to 575. Does Bridge Mike have a 5-betting range? Can he put in another bet in position? That is good that he doesn't. Oh, Clint, you needed that, buddy. Very unfortunate for Bridge Mike.
Make it bet. Yeah. Tom taught me that shit.
The 1 suit set 525.
525, less than 1/3 of the pot. Designed to get kings and queens to call. And ace queens. Don't see a lot of suited ace jacks here. But he does get value from kings.
I look tired of my saying it's like you can't have it every time you raise rolling. So I'm holding. But yeah, because remember that time when we were at PCH and I like.
That is incredibly deceptive. Check.
You were like,
I believe it's because
you're so long. So like, I don't want to go through that again.
betting on a turn like that, you just have so many. It's just really indicative of a good ace. Bridge Mike goes a little over 1/3 pot, so Clint just rips the turn. Big pots, man. Damn.
All in and call. Okay, we go once or twice.
Bridge Mike puts in the call. About to see the bad news. He did not believe that Clint had an ace on that check jam turn.
I would play the same way if I had. Yeah, we can go twice. So we're
Ready?
Yep.
Thank you. River number 1. River number 2, please go. Ace and king. Alright, hang on. Come here.
Real bummer kind of hand for Bridge Mike. But after getting stacked on a bluff against the villain,
3,500, 36.
Clint is right back in there with a big double up.
15.
Yeah, on the flop, I would have definitely folded.
Alright, just 2,000 flop.
I think he's going
3,000.
I think you're getting the money no matter what on that hand.
This is one of the rare $10,000 pots I think I've seen in this game. It's definitely happened before, but could be one of our biggest. My memory is absolutely ass, but 10K is a lot of money.
34. 5.
There's Michael counting out stacks like a champ.
15. 3.
And I heard Bridge Mike say that he's rebuying.
Sorry. 15. 3. 32. 35. 36. Yeah, he's got you covered, Molly.
Yeah, I like to think there's a reset every month, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which is,
I could have helped out on that one. I knew that Clint had just rebought for $5 grand, and Bridge Mike had to play blinds a little bit, so I think Clint had, well, this is uninteresting. Clint had him covered by like 20 bucks. 10K pot. Clint do hit. Clint just announced, I hit. Clint do hit.
I thought we had the same hand, honestly. Well, there's a lot of rivers too where it can kind of kill the action. But you only had what, 2K left or something?
adding 2K.
Clint's justifying his check jam on the turn. He got called, so that means it worked.
He was back in his chair when I said, "Oh, leave you."
Seinfeld getting a chuckle out of that.
I'm in for
God, I love when these 5'10" crushers are having a blast. They've been playing together long enough. Everyone's pretty good friends.
2 suit folds.
I wish I had historical stats on who's won the most money in Benji'S 5'10" game. It's probably been going for about 8 months now, twice a week. If anybody watching wants to risk a lot of money,
He would like always do that.
come on down. If you're just now joining us, we announced earlier that Poker House and Peaks have partnered up, and we are now officially Poker House at Peaks.
7 checks. 8 checks.
There's been a melding of the minds, a lot of great brainstorming, and a lot of fun ideas. Definitely tournaments, definitely promos. Poker forever.
5 seat called 150.
More information to come, probably on our stream tomorrow. Eric Anderson has announced there will be a $100 buy-in tournament next Saturday.
650.
Ah, look at this, everybody. He's embracing his villainy. Big ol' raise with 8-7 offsuit. He gets it through, doesn't show, makes $530
Yeah, well, it's probably a good thing I didn't.
with a 4-bet bluff.
You come in for 5, Mike? Yeah. It comes in for 5,000.
That is impressive plays. He's really on his game lately. Look at all those chips for Clint. Right under that big ass chain.
Yeah, who did he say that was?
Indian.
C is David Alexander.
He goes by Indian. He's a local legend.
I don't know if he's coming in for more or what, but hang on. Ackland's on one. You said go ahead.
And they're getting used to this.
Right, it's to 75.
Sure. Well, they have the new person.
Here we go, Clint, under the gun +1 with 7s. Opening raise to 75. John's in there. With an incredibly marginal hand.
9 seats.
Single suited board. Usually uncomfortable for black 7s. John floats with a
but on top of that, they make short splits that capture like big hands. If they got that here, I feel like that was great. I watched it. Well, they're not all even like making separate.
Here we go. Here's a bluff for John.
Yeah. But they have the short splits that Hustler puts out that are like small videos.
Turn goes check. John leads river for 275 in a strange way. He can have all the 4s and gets 7s to fold out. Good bluff, John.
I wish I could have done more. Oh shit. And then the next day, he's like, we're back here again. That would have been a sick thing to have. Like, yeah. Maybe we can't read up there some of the stuff that's pretty simple short. Well, you know what?
Straddle done for 25.
Yeah, I love 510. I love getting to watch these guys run pretty intricate bluffs. Complex play, creativity. I'm probably gassing it up a little too much, but there he is. David Alexander. He folds, but that's one of his favorite hands. I know that for a fact. Seth, first to act, goes to 75 with ace-10 of clubs, and Benji looks down at queens. Holy hell. Ace-king again for Clint. Christ almighty.
1 seat raises to 800. 2 seats falls.
Puts in the cold 4-bet from the straddle.
That's at 8.
800 is the bet. Call.
And in position, Benji just calls with queens.
Heads up.
That's a gross little board. Incredibly inconsequential in a 4-bet pot. I love it when 3 cards come out that don't change anything.
425.
I guess Clint can have 9s sometimes. But at this point, he's representing aces and kings.
Calls.
Another inconsequential card. There's never any 10-8 in their ranges. Very possible one of these players picked up a flush draw. We can see that they didn't.
It makes it easier.
Clint's breathing is heavier. He is in a nervous spot. Not nervous spot. He's probably not nervous. It's just an uncomfortable spot to be in when this pot has already ballooned up to 2.5K and you just have ace high. Benji has, well, we can see he obviously has queens. He can have aces and kings too, and jacks. Can have ace king and ace queens. But when checked to, Benji in position. An incredibly powerful thing to have in a 4-bet pot. Position, that is. $650 into $2,500. Relatively small, but it's still $650. And Clint would have a hard time believing that his ace king is good at this point. But it's $650 into $3,200. Oh my lord. Benji, with his small bet of $650, has induced a raise. Is Clint thinking that Benji noticed earlier that Clint check-raised turn against Bridge Mike 2 hands ago? Let's all ask ourselves, if aces or kings do this, what bluffs Clint would have. We can see that this is one of them. Benji does not know that, though. This is unorthodox, unusual, and frankly surprising. The table has gone silent. This is a huge pot. Benji with an overpair to the board. In reality, he's only losing to aces and kings at this point. Pocket aces or pocket kings. Puts in the call. This is a $7,000 pot. Clint does not hit an ace or a king. He just doubled up to 10 grand. He has less than a pot-sized bet left, and he very quickly jams. He puts Benji to the test. Benji only had a half pot-sized bet left. Benji's at least getting 3-1. He has to be right 1 out of 4 times. But swear to God, y'all, just the absolute stones on Clint. Didn't even take him that long. Damn, Benji. Clint has... Clint's had ace king 4 times now. Doubled up with it once to 10K. Bluffed with it twice. Got caught twice. That's rough.
25, 3, 35, 37, 38, 60, 38, 60, 75, 38, 75. This is, there goes all the 2,000.
Really impressive stuff. Not an easy call from Benji either. I think the check raise on the turn,
35, 30.
I honestly think it led Benji to making the quick call. Yeah, Clint's V-pip, even though he showed up late.
I think we've kind of been skipping the ball. He wants to play one. Oh, you do? I do. I don't care. I think Mike wants to. I think Mike wants to play one. He wants to play one. Okay, if everyone wants to play, that's what I was gonna say. Just because they want to. You don't want to do it. No, down.
Thank you, Juanito. This is Poker House at Peaks, live, on delay. Big news, big exciting news. Benji's stack is now at $14,700. That means he's up 9 grand. Almost 10. Unreal.
The other day, he played 5 big hands with 9-3 off. Like 20, 30K pots.
Here goes Kyle. He's already dealing. And got some graphics holding over from the last hand. There's Native American David. What is this?
Oh yeah, how about this? Honestly, if we are going to do bomb pots, I think we should make them at least 2K. Okay, I think 2K can.
Oh wow, we just heard that in real time. They have decided to play PLO bomb pots on the dealer change. 4 cards, 2 boards, $2,000 cap. Folks watching, the cap means after the flop, you can only put in $2,000 more from your stack across all 3 streets cumulatively. Hell yeah.
Like one person is 1,000, everybody else is 45.
Why isn't this chat working? Lukey? That chat's like super behind. I don't know why it's down there. There's all the new stuff. No worries. Virtual Mellow asks if that's the biggest pot of Benji's life, and that's a resounding absolutely not.
See, that is the fastest I've ever seen you fold. So I wish for one day, one time in my life, I could just see what goes on in Benji's brain, the thoughts, and hear them all, you know?
Well, I know you saw that hit, right? I called 3 shots. Yeah, you did. No, that was impressive. Yeah, I just wanted to clear the box so I can scan the cards.
Nice one. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't know exactly what's happening here, but it looks fun.
This is like dong style, you know, a huge pile.
You just put the wheel.
You can't tell those actual cards.
Other cards in there.
Yeah, more than he did not get earlier.
Yesterday, it was the shortest he's ever bought.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Are there new cards in those boxes?
The smallest
Okay.
Really? Yeah.
Interesting.
He was like, he was having someone bring more money to him.
What are those? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I haven't gotten your call.
We're good. Thanks.
416.
Back to semi-professional broadcasting here. We've got bets in. The pot's $1,000 already. I don't know what anything means on the screen, but let's focus on the people because it's on Seinfeld. We don't know what he has, but he makes the call. Sorry, I asked. Sorry, Mello. Funny response. There's a big ass bet from John. I think that's a stack of 1,000. Seinfeld makes the fold. And Chase is still in this pot. It's got to 2,000. I think someone misclicked. Chase had folded. Or John had folded. Anyway, this could... this minor snafu could mess up our chip stack counts. Let's double check those. The computer thinks that Chase won $1,300 here. It's possible that that's not the case.
Eric, can you give him my number? He's supposed to call me.
Big decision for Chase. That's a lot of black chips. We don't know what he has. From what I heard from the table audio, John had a flush on the bottom board and Chase had 2 pair on the top board. That's not an easy call, actually.
The only question is, how am I going to give it away today?
Just close it.
Yeah, because every time the weak player there, I can't right now. Which is like, I feel like Risa, no, okay, that's not being part of it, like, but like, before, like a month or something ago, that's not usually how it works. Yeah, like, I'm on, like,
You can close that, Dennis. Just close it out.
how it ends is,
Yeah.
no one knows. Yeah, actually, remember yesterday you started like doubling up like right away, like 4 minutes or something.
Apologies, everybody watching. We are ironing out some new software stuff. Anyway, stay tuned. Plenty of more fun poker left, obviously.
But yesterday that I come in, first 30 minutes, double up twice, about to hit 20K. Lose it all back in 2 hours. Then double up again.
On a holding pattern here. Benji's obviously in an incredible mood. He's up $9,000. That'll lift the spirits. Oh, poor Kyle. Bridge Mike's asking about the holdup. Poor Kyle. In the hot seat.
I think I got earpiece in my car.
We are losing. Huh.
Yeah, I think, but maybe not. I don't know.
We have to keep record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we just keep playing. Don't worry about the game.
Yeah.
Let them play.
That's when I do my best work.
The sex change on the thing.
I'm okay taking that intermission.
Well, it's not an intermission, but.
Yeah, I will allow it.
Well,
Well, let's play.
I can't do that, but if they say.
This is Poker House at Peaks in the Design District. It says live, but we are on delay.
They want to know if they can play without the stream.
We are working on a phone situation, and no one has the patience for it, especially the players.
And this reminds me of back when the stream.
And gotta get a little irritated with Kyle. It's not his fault. Poor Kyle.
No, because I can, but I can't talk. This thing is the.
Okay, let's just see what's going on, and then it looks like it's going to be a little bit complicated.
Press. I need the ones that you don't have to press the button.
Oh, we're gaining viewers. Hello, everyone.
Like the original.
If y'all didn't hear the news earlier, Poker House, formerly Poker House Dallas, which was the best game I've ever been to,
There we go.
have partnered with Peaks. This will be Poker House at Peaks in the Design District. We're still going to have all these awesome streams. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday streams. We're going to start having tournaments and promos, parties and stuff, probably. I don't know about the parties, but I'm usually here playing after the streams, and it turns into a party. My name's Dan, and I like to party.
No, sometimes they can use like careful.
Thanks for everyone's patience. We are almost back underway.
I need to get one of those.
Good Lord, does Bridge Mike look frustrated?
They're on sale, right?
Yellow.
Yeah, it's probably going to start saying Poker House at Peaks.
All right, we're good to go.
I want to get the original.
So much technology. Inadequate preparation. Things need to be tested. I'd like to go back to traditional walkie-talkies.
They did say it's not Benji'S game anymore.
No, Eric made sure to include in the contract that everything with me stays the same. Like if the pizza's still my game, the days it's on, you know.
Aww. Benji's so cute, the little dictator. Still wants his pizza. Ah, for the first time tonight, we've seen a 7 deuce. The 7 deuce game is on. If you win a pot with 7 deuce, everybody at the table pays you $50.
Hold on.
Oh my God, everyone did fold to Benji. Pay the man. And just an easy $400. Right?
Oh, Mike, I just had 7 dudes.
When I was in here.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
You're dealt it.
Here's okay. my god. I hope Seinfeld's all right. Let's go, Eric. There's a couple limpers, so our villain with King Jack of Hearts in the cutoff goes to 150. Sizing up slightly. John makes the call. Suited Gapper on the button. That could be nice. And we still don't have a read on Indian's cards, but he makes the call. We're 4 ways. Hello. It's possible Indian connects with his board. Possibly has an ace. Chase has nothing. 4 ways with second pair. Indian, pardon me. Our hero is going to continuation bet. Betting this flop for 225. John loves to see turns and rivers. Calls with bottom pair. Villain's other 2 opponents fold out. Is a jack going to hold up? Now he has a heart draw. Second pair plus a second nut flush draw is an incredibly strong hand. I should say right now that sometimes you're worried about an ace, but it doesn't look like he is. I honestly don't know how this pot got up to $1.1 thousand so quickly. But now John folds out his pair of 4s, as he should. And another really nice chunky pot to Eric Hernandez, our villain, who's played exceptionally well. These guys don't even know how to call for drinks. I will mention that Poker House at Peaks has a phenomenal bar. Benji's ready to play the knit game, it sounds like. Look at all these folds.
Raise to 75. Can you also bring the knit buttons, the red buttons?
Could I get a blue white? Yeah, without a no token.
Now, I know David Alexander, and this is his flop. Probably gonna put a bet in here with his 6s for a little protection. Possible some value from heart draws. Seth makes a call with 2 overcards. Thinking his ace high's decent, possibly good. Decent turn and decent river for Seth. He doesn't want to bluff at this. Thinks ace high is enough showdown value, but David wins $265 with a pair of 6s. 6-5 offsuit, one of David's favorite hands. I doubt he minds me saying that out loud. A wave of silence washed over the table. Things are getting serious in hour 2. The deck got really hot for a minute. Has cooled off.
I hate feeling like I'm the bad guy. Yeah, we're doing that.
Benji gets a walk with 5 high. 15 bucks is 15 bucks.
You got a worse hand than 3-5 off?
I had a worse hand. I had a better hand, but I like your hand better. I had 3-5. I could have raised you. King 7, not so much.
I'd rather have King 7 personally, but
You go ahead. We'll switch. You give him King 7, let me raise 3-5. I can bluff with the 3-5.
He hasn't gotten that far in his
wait, do what?
All he knows is how to call it the nuts.
Yeah. Oh, I hit the last 6.
Ah, Seinfeld. Funny guy. Villain with another hand to play. Look at that. Middle position, ace queen offsuit.
225 is the raise.
Is your poker directory always just like this? Is your poker directory always just like this? Yeah. It's never.
Oh, yeah, but this was different because
Oh, it's Seth with just 1.1 thousand.
But yeah, that was,
Ace jack suited
you know what's funny is Wesley has
in the cutoff is a raise to 225.
And I think right now you'd be ready to rock with crypto going.
he might come back.
Eric Hernandez puts them all in.
Only Rich again.
Yeah. Well, Richard.
Yeah. I remember playing it Bellagio one time and this.
Seth did not want to play for his full stack with ace jack suited. He was dominated.
And then he almost sold, but then he decided to still hold, even though most people were selling like after FTX. And then now I'm figuring that worked out pretty well for him because
That fell on the floor after.
Yes, I was wondering when the crypto talk would start.
The only reason it wasn't is he had to double one time.
He's now hit $69,000.
Bitcoin is not for the faint of heart.
Well, right now, it's up right now. Yeah. Crazy.
It's at like 60 something right now.
Yeah, it shot way up. I have just a very little bit.
Kenny?
I should have bought it at
well, in retrospect, sure.
Should have,
So,
I think with the information at the time, that was actually made the right decision. But
who in here is a Bitcoin man?
yeah, but you like to win cashed out and it's like 10x already.
I mean, are you along that line? I've been watching some stuff lately about halving in 500 days. Is it the same thing to keep buying?
I have an incredible crypto story. My God, the table audio is going hot.
That's what I'm saying. You know, he spent $1,000 a month, like $12,000.
Top pair for Clint's.
Yeah.
125?
Sizing up a little bit for protection. Let's take. What is Benji drinking?
Yeah. I know. I should have been doing this whole time and jumped up 60, but I'm all a little bit kind of. I guess what I'm starting to see, like some of the stuff I'm watching and paying attention to, is that these kids, it's an automatic thing for them. They believe wholly in it.
Yeah, sure.
So if they do, then it's going to replace our monetary
The
system.
thing is, it actually works better than
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're saying crypto works better than most things.
Like, if I want to spend a lot of money to somebody, crypto is the easiest way for me to do it.
What about wiring?
Wiring is good.
The fees and banks, everything else involved.
It's slow.
For crypto also.
Are they very
Yeah,
small?
you can do it. You can do it very. It's not very.
Oh, this could be a fun hand. King 4 for John goes to 74.
Do it the right way, and you know what you're doing is actually almost
Getting a couple flats. Bridge Mike's in there. Suited ace. Indian with a Jack 10 offsuit.
The routing number ABA.
Seinfeld folds. Chase folds. Villain folds.
I think that fees are way worse for crypto.
Single raised pot. 3 combatants.
It depends on what you
Yeah, but it's not, like it's fake now, the wire is like $10, like in the amount.
Yeah.
Okay? And then with
Top pair for John.
Like that, it's way better.
like if I want to send money to somebody in China, and like we don't want to use like I don't
The
want
nut flush draw for Bridge Mike.
then like I'm way better off just staying in crypto.
Gonna play this fast. Puts in the
Before, but I think overall,
standard size raise. 3x. I guess that's standard.
I'm just saying I don't think that
Doesn't full pot it.
plays the dollar or anything like that.
Binks it immediately.
Too many problems with it. It's like this is
And gonna try to be deceptive. Let the board pair.
Check. 525.
Goes half pot. John doesn't take too long to call with top pair.
Had 9-5.
He counterfeited some 8-9. Don't know how Bridge Mike would have raised flop with 8-9, but yeah, poker.
that's how you get him in.
V-pips. Indian just sat down, but he's played 2 out of 5 hands, 4 out of 10. Probably 4 out of 10.
I have some friends that do Bitcoin for their auto pay for their bills. And if they have it set for say the 15th of the month and it goes up on the 5th, they prepay. Which,
Ah, yes.
875.
consider that.
The best suited connector for Bridge Mike. But now he's up against Ace King. Against Benji. Out of position. This could get hairy. Cold calling a 3-bet with 3 deuce suited for John. What an absolute madman. He's got 12% equity. Chip in a chair. Well. Another flush draw for Bridge Mike. Now he has a combo draw. He can hit a 5 or a heart. I think it is time to put a bet in here.
375 for that.
He has some trip 10s. He has some pocket pairs that would like to bet now. Benji makes the correct assessment that his ace king can still be good here. He was getting the right price. Ah, Bridge Mike hits 2 flushes in a row. That must feel nice.
Yeah.
This feels milky. 500 into 1500. And Benji can easily fold ace king.
I can't.
If that river had been a brick and Bridge Mike had potted it, Benji would have to think about that. That is just my pure, honest speculation. But it's honest. It's also pure. I'm assuming the Mavericks got railroaded. Oh no, I didn't have anyone to bet against. Wife's boyfriend. So we did not choose horses tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna call if it wasn't,
God, that's such a tough decision anyway. Probably just because he's my front. I would have picked our villain.
Raises 75.
I like the duality of his new poker persona. One week he's the hero, one week he's the villain. It's like Two-Face from Batman. Good God. Like 40 grand on the table. So there's 20, 25, 35. Yeah. Good Lord. $40 grand. Buy a real nice Pinto. I don't know.
Raise 75. Fold. Call.
And we're back at it, John, with the flush draw. So many flush draws. Pair of threes for Seth. Gonna stick around. Not only does John have a flush draw, he also has a straight draw. It's not double gutted, but put in the double barrel bluff and a quick fold from Seth.
Although John did surprise me on Tuesday, though.
Benji has so many chips, they're split into two separate piles. Don't think I've seen him do that ever. Is it necessary? We do have $1,000 chips here at Poker House at Peaks. This is Poker House at Peaks live now, but we're also on delay.
75.
Chase has been a little quiet, but $75 with sevens. Gonna get a pot started, and Villain gonna try to win the 7 deuce game. Hello. Makes it look good. Makes it look standard. This could be anything. Uh-oh.
You gotta stay with Clint's accent.
Seth getting shovey. Blues don't play, and he's got 1.9 thousand. It's a big ass raise, homie. I get it. It's almost 8x. 8 times the 3-bet size of our villain. Sevens is a fold. And 7 deuce is a fold. Oh, he shows the table. He's like, oh, damn. Well, that was nice of Seth. He saved the whole table $50 each. All right, this is fun. This is fun. We got plenty of poker left. If anybody wants to ever show up at Peaks and order a ridiculous green drink like Benji's having now, you just ask one of our waitresses or servers or whatever is appropriate now.
That would definitely have a live one against both. Yeah, that would be like the purple. Wait, when you run his aces? The one where he shoved with 2K back after an overbet on the river.
Easily the best hand Seinfeld has seen tonight. I got stacked with kings last night. That was fun. Cool story, bro.
Yeah. Seinfeld can find a bluff there.
Raise the
Oh no.
Well, I mean, it was worth an extra.
Indian puts on the Anaconda squeeze to 425 with tens. I've heard them called tanks. TTs.
Yeah.
If I'm Seinfeld in this particular spot, I would deduce that Indian is strong enough to call off his entire stack pre-flop. Let's just get it in.
May 28th to July 17th. The whole series.
I'll definitely be there during the summer.
Like when I'm not if I'm 100% sure, or like 9.
Possibly some posturing. Definitely thinking through all of the pertinent variables.
That's how you know if it's the
There go those big $1,000 chips. Ah, a little less than tripling it, but he's leaving Indian about 400 bucks left. I really doubt Indian wants to fold tens here. But at best, he's flipping. Seinfeld's 4-bet bluffs are ace 5. Seinfeld just calls and really needs to flop a 10. He does not have enough money behind to fold to any bets. Does that make sense to everyone? He's gonna go ahead and lead out. Seinfeld's being a little snarky asshole. Oh, maybe I can fold kings here. You son of a bitch.
I mean, it's obviously you meant, but like,
That's a bummer. One out for Indian. He's got the tens, ran into kings. Grody, grody. I think Seinfeld said twice. Ah, now it's over. Oh, it wasn't over. Indian or David Alexander, his given name, announces, "Thanks, Kyle." And he gets stacked. Not fun. Seinfeld goes up a little bit. He might have been stuck. David doesn't want any more of that. He's going back to the fun game. The less serious game. Right on the main floor. Here at Poker House at Peaks. It's so nice to say.
so yeah, the game it can be pretty big.
I played at Poker House like 6 times a week for like a year and a half straight.
In the first like 30 minutes.
And then came here when it shut down. And now we're all back together. Going back in time. Let's go, villain. Turn up the villainy. Eric Hernandez. We're almost 2 hours in. I'm feeling like something's gonna happen. And that something is possibly another drink for council. Kyle, a professional poker dealer on the stream, is asking people about golf.
Oh, nice. I love that course. Are you playing out there?
The greens suck. The quality, the grass, yeah. But the layout is sick.
What an incredible skill for Kyle.
I didn't realize that till after.
Can talk golf and deal poker at the same time.
Back in the day, that was like one of the only good quality, but
And on a microphone that we can all hear.
The layout is sick. Remember, that fairway?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty much every stream you watch,
down, it's like,
there is a mouthy dealer.
Can you explain what back grass is? Well, the green looking stuff. When it's like shit fucking.
We're still playing poker, but the deck got cold. I guess that kings versus tens earlier wasn't that cold.
which can,
What are you supposed to do?
I remember back a few years ago, whenever you couldn't shoot spike marks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although you know what the irony is? Now people wear spikes less, so it's less of a problem.
Yeah.
Now you can fix it. Isn't that weird?
yeah, because now
They're wearing metal spikes and you fix it.
Greenkeeper actually kind of preferred that because it constantly aerated the green.
That makes sense.
It's constant free aeration. Charles,
I'm adding on 1,000.
C2 is adding on 1,000 in this hand. C2. Raise 75.
Aw, damn. Take my eyes off the screen for 1 minute, and there goes the cumulative winnings chart.
I've never been on a property before, and I'm like, I love this course. You just tell.
Straight.
You just tell. And sure enough, it's a Perry Maxwell who says it to me.
Hero.
Oh yeah, here we go. Benji puts in the 3-bet
Yeah, that's where that was.
to $250. John is gonna get in trouble.
You played it a few times.
He needs to hit a jack, obviously.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Check.
Obviously, it's not the flop either was hoping for, but Benji can see bet, which he will.
Conditions are different. Then the next time is in October, so
John,
That's a
spot is
a little too sticky with this particular hand.
Did you play it whenever they had the underground cooling system? Well, when you played it?
Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
and then the first time was before that.
Oh,
So that's still
Sorry, excuse me, pardon me.
crazy different. It's like $1 million.
That wasn't that professional. I think John is angling, not poker angling, just in general. He is devising, maneuvering himself into the possibility of bluffing at this pot to win it. I believe the action's on Benji. This isn't a good card for him. He's got to give up, and this is going to open the door for John. Oh, yeah. Well, this isn't the best card for John to bluff at now. If it had been a brick or any straightening or flushioning card,
And then they get soaked.
he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind.
25 fold.
Benji snap folds, and John gets another bluff through.
What's the stack?
no, I'm
It's not called.
Listen to these liars. Listen to these professional liars. You know this is all on camera, right, boys? Oh, there it is. Benji's up 8.6. Clint's down 5.7. A lot of money on the table. A lot of money moving around. Big money, big money.
So that's what I got with like wanting to shut it up.
Bridge Mike got back up 1.8 after losing 5K early. Who do you win that from? This happened like 30 minutes ago. How did I forget this? I know for a fact there are a couple stacks that are inaccurate. I wonder how Villain studies. He's really comfortable in this 5-10 game now. I need to get Chase's story. I don't know the guy. He checked his king on the flop and bet the turn and takes it down.
I'm sorry, but you'd have to go back to 1-2. I think a few times on purpose, but he's actually.
Oh, wow. The whole table's doing impressions of people from India. It's very progressive, boys.
He's better at the rolling than Versace. He was like owning this pro Euro. Euro was like losing his mind.
Because he's like the guy doing it on purpose. But really, versus makes 6 bluffs. I'm actually yeah, he's like, you win, turns over the dust.
Let's see what's happening in the chat. Down to 17. With the new Poker House partnership, I anticipate this stream to improve significantly and our viewership to increase. Yes, 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 yes.
He's gotten better by just tabling out. I told him, like, dude, just table it.
Clint has made a raise with the 7 deuce.
No, he just table. Just like, yeah, I mean, that's fine. That's better than him, like,
Seinfeld calls.
I have nothing in the string over the
Can Clint flop anything?
No, but you did hit the flush. You just missed your straight.
That's kind of fun.
You missed, but you didn't back her up. I almost want to play PLO just to see that.
How much can Clint blast off for? Makes it look legit. Goes to 175. He has the potential to bluff Seinfeld out of the pot, which already had like $600 in it. But there's an extra $400 in it for him when he shows the 7 deuce, and everyone pays him $50.
No hard, no nothing. At least you had a back door. I'm glad you know a back door.
You're going to be floating with air.
There you go. I guess with the pop, you gotta win one a night, and then I want to mention it.
If I get 7 dudes of ball, you guys get a call.
You gotta win one. Murphy actually was sitting with 30K from 10 quarters. Yes. And I was like, what the fuck? And somebody goes, oh, he just like lit up the thing for him. And I was like, no fucking way. He's like, yeah, like everybody was wrong with it. It's like 6 months ago now. Oh, okay. Yeah, and then he was playing so aggressive in yellow, dude. It was so bananas, like.
Sure.
I mean, I played 10 quarter with him before. No, normally he's just fucking like over and over. But in this time I played with him. Oh man, this is really cool outfit on too. Like, it was a cool outfit. It's like.
Oh wow, yeah, we've only played 39 hands.
He comes in, he's got his hat on, like his jacket, and he's like cut it up, like his sunglasses on, and like, you know, he's wearing sunglasses. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, he wears sunglasses a lot.
Yeah.
I do like just calling here on the button with 10-9 of hearts. Unfortunately, Seinfeld's hand is slightly, well, significantly dominating yours if you're the villain. Oh, yes. Fun flop. Both players got a fun thing going on. Open into straight draw for villain, but he only has 3 outs, so 9% equity. Seinfeld has checked again with his jack.
Well, yeah, literally one time me and we're playing Taiwanese, and then Mercy sits down, and we go back and forth. And they leave that
Interesting pot. You don't often see these two guys check flop and turn
came in for 5 minutes, sit down, I lose, and then
Is Seinfeld thinking about going for some thin value with a jack? Yes, he is. And he pots it. This move has a name that I've forgotten. He's polarizing with a thin value hand to try to get bluff caught by a worse hand. Villain doesn't take the bait as he only had 10 high. I'm realizing now that the statement I just made probably is idiotic. The brand name of these cards? The ones with the microchips in them? Someone in the chat asked for the brand name of the microchip cards, which I don't have. Could be Copags. Alright, Chase, let's get in here. Let's chop it up. Ah, the second time tonight our villain's had the 7 deuce and he really wants to win the 7 deuce game. An extra $350 if he can. This could possibly work. Ooh, bridge Mike folded ace queen. Chase calls. Possibly could have 4-bet bluffed. Wow. Wow. 2 pair for the villain with 7 deuce. What a dream. What a miracle. What a gift. From the poker gods above. Can safely c-bet with backdoor hearts and a gut shot straight draw. Chase would love to see a heart or a 3. Can he hit it? Ah! He does it a pair now. Spades come, or clubs come in.
It was like me, delivery Cashman, and then also Jay from a long time ago came in.
Chase from check. A check from Chase. Man, yeah, this is weird. Villain going for value. Chase now has 6 outs.
Alright, well, he goes, alright, I'm out of here, I'm going. Yeah, it's like only 3K. Double dog nightmare. 3K, yeah. And what's funny,
I'm a little lost.
When we started off, I was
Chase
down,
definitely has, well,
I then got
you don't want to be drawing dead. If our villain does, in fact, have a flush already, your gut shot straight draw is no good. It's dead.
then Jay was playing 25 a point on the side. And then Miguel was playing 50.
Chase makes the fold, sees the 7 deuce, but it's not as hurtful because our hero flopped 2 pair. Less painful. He's the villain tonight. Everyone give him $50 for winning the 7 deuce game. That is nice. A lot of things are going right for our villain tonight. I believe we have a dealer change bomb pot, and I will take this opportunity to use the little boys' room.
Yeah, so I went from -6 or 7.
You get one of the home runs.
Oh yeah, I got home run and I got some home runs.
When I kept getting 2, 3, 7, 4, 9, and it came like queen, queen, jack, I was so pissed.
That happened.
Y'all were excited. You were like, yes. I had the nut low.
Oh, and here's the thing at the end. So me and actually Miguel was also. It was first time ever playing or second time, and he was crushing it. Right. Steven was like the main one who was down later. But then last hand, Steven home runs cashed when they started doing 200 a point. Oh my. And then I almost home run him. I just slightly below home runs.
So it's 4K.
He lost almost 5,000. And then he was like, I'm done. Yeah. But it's like with delivery, they're doing 200 a point. So 200 times 20,000. And then I almost home run for 2,000. But instead it was 1,000. He just barely. So he was like, Catherine was actually up like a good amount too. But after that, I quit. That's it.
Not high-low, just high-low. There is four cards, yeah.
Well, John's gonna win all of them then.
Remember how the last game we played?
You ready?
It wasn't bottom river, like the third spot? That's kind of the problem with the 2K.
Yep.
Pretty top.
Good to go.
It should be able to top 5. Yeah. 3K is reasonable, though. It's the initial buy-in.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Jar's got his card, so.
Hey, you guys cool with 3K cap?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Okay, 3K cap.
Okay, guys, the new,
Changed it to 3,000.
the new official captain now for bump up will be 3K, same as the starting buy.
Going to be.
Check, check, check. Check. It is I, your guest commentator, Stephen Puntman. Dan went to go use the little girl's room, and I'm taking his place for the next 30 seconds. Looks like we're playing a bomb pot. And the cards are still catching up with us.
That's a dial-up I hear in the background?
Yes, that is. Action.
Did I just hear?
Seinfeld open-ended up top.
I really thought I heard that.
Yeah. Action.
I know, dude. It's magical. I'm really quick. Way to go, buddy. Who's got clubs? Both Seth and Seinfeld.
Holy hell, look at all these graphics.
A lot of graphics. A lot of rectangles. Okay, Clint with the nut flush draw.
Nuts.
It's 3 different flush draws. King high, queen high, jack high.
These are $2,000 capped bomb pots.
Are they really?
I know, right?
That's kind of crazy.
For everyone that doesn't know, on the other microphone is Stephen Michael Puntsman. A very regal name. Has not been punting lately. Good for him. And this is now Poker House at Peaks live on delay. Big old mouthful.
Snacks. I just said snacks.
I know. It's just a word. It's just a word.
Oh, shoot. Not even that.
Get out of here.
That's an ace. Clint with the ace. Let's see if he fills up. He does.
He does.
The nuts up top.
Hello.
Nobody with
Who has anything
Jack
downtown?
9. Jack 9. Seth has the nut straight. He turned it.
Oh, that's nice.
So Seth and Clint are going to chop up this pot.
Seth announces pot. If I put these back.
All right, I'm going to go stack somebody. It was a pleasure.
Beat him up, Steve. What does Seinfeld have to contemplate here? He does have a straight, but not the nut straight on the bottom. This could cost him some money. And he has very little on top. Probably a fold. There he goes. Yep. Clint has the nut boat on top. Chop chop, boys. Everyone makes $275.
Anyone have nut clubs? You did?
I
I jack out of clubs.
I had that club. That's why I hate
Thank you.
I had so much hand on both boards, but I had to fucking flush draw.
Yeah, I had the
It's
third.
like, I have
But you didn't have
Seinfeld hates bomb pots too. Best friends.
I wish I had more. I didn't even have that much.
but I was opening on the other one. And opening on this board.
the deck was like super cold. But still, you know.
Yeah, Diego, I'd have to ask the owner. I don't know. Sorry, buddy. They've got microchips in them. I know that. Technology and stuff.
You go fuck it, I call that the second note.
Here goes John again. Making 40 bucks with 8-4, 8-6 offsuit. I wonder what Bridge Mike's thinking about.
They didn't come through.
Straddle down for 25.
Can't push the diamond.
$25 straddles on, is what Michael says.
Shit, I can't just realize that, like, you have a flush draw, but there's a lot of people in the hand. It's actually less likely to come in. Yeah, someone else. It's so likely that there's other people with the hand.
5 fold. Yeah.
Don't teach everybody about money.
I'm just figuring out myself. I'm like, putting the pieces together.
You gotta get that deck hot. It's the first big poker house at Peak stream. Want to see big pots.
Straddle down 25.
Big damn ass load of money on the table. I know that.
You guys better make sure you put it in the
Let's go, Smokey. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went to Fort Worth.
Commentators say it too.
We're in 75.
Just went for you. Oh, I can live. I forgot.
We got big blind versus the straddle here. This is gonna be meh. Yeah, Chase, fire out, bud. Let's take down a pot.
I like to switch it up.
How sticky does Seinfeld like to get with ace high? Hasn't seen Chase play too many hands, but in this particular configuration, big blind versus straddle, ace high could still be good, but not anymore. Chase hits his pair of sixes, has showdown value, will check back.
I don't want to have like probably like a good 5 or 6. It's really hard to pick one. It used to be mojitos, but that was before I tried some other stuff.
Flip cards, please. Who's got the highest one?
Uninteresting. Clint do hit. He's stuck right now. Benji has 13 grand in front of him. I can buy you a nice little Pinto. Why am I saying that? I don't know. A car? I don't know how much cars cost.
King Jack Jack.
Straddle down 25.
And Benji makes a straight.
What the fuck?
I mean, I had
No more Hawaiian mojitos.
I had, well, you know, I hit 2 straight flushes on Monday when I was multi-edited.
John likes it.
On the river, on the second board, both times.
Clint's just gonna flat right behind him. 2 early position players.
I was like, yeah, we can turn around 16 with way, way.
Our villain's gonna want to defend with this or squeeze.
Yeah, we can start that.
Just defends. Makes the call. We're 3-handed to a flop, as they say.
Okay, we're gonna randomly, we're gonna like set a timer, and wherever the button is on, that's when we're gonna start.
Everyone missed.
But happens to be on Seinfeld.
10-7-7 rainbow. This could turn into who wants the pot the most. No one stabs. Flush draw for villain now.
Yeah. But to the outside eye.
Clint's open-ended. He does check too. Wow. Some pot control that Clint, who was ahead the whole time actually, he does hit a jack and feeling kind of safe.
Yeah. If he didn't do that, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, true. He was like funny when I left Tuesday night.
160.
Sat down next to Versace. Oh, we've been talking about him.
Gonna, wow. Yeah, okay. Clint folds out a jack. Eric, I can't believe that worked. It does look good and strong and big and strong when you bet on the river into two opponents. Got Clint to fold out second pair. He told a good enough story to have Clint believe that he had a queen or a 7 or 8-9. Very interesting hand.
Oh, you're that good that you're gonna take a break.
I started it because the compensation.
Oh yeah, only fair. You gotta sit out one hand with starting on the button. That's only fair.
It's just whoever loses, they're gonna put 3 things.
It's Friday night at Poker House at Peaks. Yay! Graphics are catching up, but Bridge Mike made it 75 with Ace Kings offsuit. Who's got something to call him with? Of course, it's John. John's hand's not that good. Not that good. Thanks, pal. Oh, yes. Just always the very safe, comfortable flop for Ace King. Top pair, top kicker.
Now I'm only down 4,000. On Ace King.
Yeah, from the Ace King. They have a chance to win 350 now, and it won't be you paying it out.
All right, any new viewers that haven't seen those red discs, those red floppy discs that say knit on them? This is just like the stand-up game. If you win a pot, you get rid of your knit button. The player with the knit button, the last one, the player that is last to still have a knit button owes the pot $350, I think. Maybe it's $50 a person, but it all goes into the middle now, and they play a Pilo flip for it. I think they might have changed that.
I didn't say anything about it.
Anywho, Chase has the best hand for now.
Actually, well, you guys cancel you're all about the same age, you know, same down like that. I'm really close to
Top 2 pair for Clint checks it.
What does it feel like to 1030?
What's that? Yeah, it's like, once you get there, it's just like another birthday, you know.
John calls with bottom pair here. I think Clint might raise. There it is.
I feel like my mind, I'm still like 21.
Bet your big hands. Top 2 pairs, nice. Especially with a semi-deceptive 10-5. He was defending a straddle, but 10-5 suited is kind of deceptive, and he takes this down now. He was hoping that Chase had an overpair to call with, but $455 to Chase. Pardon me, to Clint. Thank you, Juanito.
Oh, I saw when they might see guy, he's like, I have two pair, and then he's like, oh, now it got better.
I'm loving this incredibly chatty table. I will announce that the knit button game makes people do wild and crazy things. You really want to get rid of the knit button. What a stutter.
We used to play together on the stage. They took up PLO, and it took them about 2 months.
He should have changed his name to Tommy Straightflush. That would have been a way better name than PLO.
What was the name? Tommy Two-Pair?
Tommy Two-Pair.
His height's a little low, huh?
Especially in PLO.
I'm gonna make him pay.
25. Both.
Showdown.
Yeah,
it's PLO. You got that bottom.
You see what I'm saying, folks? Benji raises to 75 with 9-5 offsuit. Purely a function of having the knit button. So is this. Running bluffs. And so is that. They're barely playing poker anymore. It's just who can bluff who off of what. I don't even know why John would do this out of position. It doesn't make any sense.
You have to do the head nod.
John just has 1.3K left.
That's 2 1/4.
My NBA was trying to like teach me that. I think this is decent.
Yeah, there's a few different ways to do it.
I don't really know anything about this game anymore. My brain just short-circuited.
Lean forward and do
I
it.
don't know what John's doing.
Do that, it's a different thing.
Could he think his king high is good? Yes, he could.
Scan your card, sir.
Theoretically.
The 8? Oh, the 8 here.
They're like, we only see 1/8.
You can answer it always. Yeah.
And there it goes. There's the 8 of clubs showing up on the turn in our graphics. Villain gives up, throws up the white flag. John's king high is gonna win. I can't believe he held on for pre-flop, the flop. Oh, the villain. He lost 600 bucks there with queen 3 off.
I was very suspicious there.
What? Did he, what? Did he have, wait, what?
One time.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, that's really loud.
It is really loud, man.
I don't know.
You can just lower the volume of your phone.
Okay. Thank you for helping me out on that. Yeah, then we can double check what they have.
I call it.
That minute pointer, oh, buddy has 6-3 off.
What a sick bluff.
What the hell's going on?
150. I heard him say that a minute ago.
Why can't I hear myself? They're talking about me.
It's called the new field entertainment package. New to program.
The main floor is actually nuts right now. I went out there to go to the bathroom and fun tables, real fun. Like I'm gonna play them later. With the nit button on, he's gonna 4-bet here with 6s. This is a deviation. Ace queen, even in position, ace queen off. Against the player type that Chase has presented himself to be all night. You know, kind of tight, snub. Not splashy or maniac, you know? I'd be taking this 4-bet really serious, and villain does fold. Oh god, he forgot to show his hand. Chase, that's a bummer, buddy. A little caveat of the nit game is that if you don't show your hand, you don't lose your button. And our graphics are off because our villain got rid of his. I don't know.
Good thing I didn't make it 900 there. Seeing what happened after.
Yeah, I can still hear it.
I really wanted to hear it.
I can hear it. I can barely hear the guy doing the computer, but Dan in the background is literally 4 times as loud. Well, I'm just saying that I can still hear it in case they say something.
Well, it's 15 minutes behind.
7 C3s.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's not live.
Yeah, they're not live.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
The computer guy is live.
Clint is blasting away.
I'm all in. Heads up.
Do I need to be quieter? No. I won't. I won't do it. Graphics are all jacked up. It's not anyone's fault, but the computer doesn't know to get rid of the nit button, that little yellow dot next to his name, because Chase forgot to show his hand. Benji gets rid of his nit button this time with jack high.
Benji's never actually shown a good hand when he's done that. I don't think I've ever seen
What about when I did the first hand?
I remember that one.
So only if we get to the
no, it's either like absolutely absurd, like just like oh max straddle,
or it's jack high. Well, I'm very balanced.
oh $350 splash spot, oh no problem. Yeah. It's all skill.
There are 4 players with their nit buttons left. John, Seinfeld, Chase, and Seth. Be sure to see some action. Seth isn't going to do anything completely out of line. Folds King 7 offsuit. We've got 3 decent hands going to a flop here.
That is 200.
John is trying to force it through. Gets Clint to fold an 8. Bridge Mike. Gut shot to Broadway. Backdoor diamonds. John picks up a pair. Probably going to check back. Oh, I took my eyes off that for a second. Bridge Mike went runner for the straight. That's a nice run out. Oh my sweet, sweet something. Stay tuned. 15 minutes from now. Lots of big pots available left.
You know what that is, Clint?
No, but I know the room.
I'm getting jealous.
You're talking about the room.
Getting jealous.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Chase does have his knit button.
Oh, you're trying to play arcade game?
Can hit Broadway.
I think 4 of them started at 100. I think 4 of them started at 100. I kind of wonder how many different games there are. Like, with poker? No, I mean like in Dallas. Oh, I mean like something that you yeah, poker.
There were a lot more before the pandemic. I would guess there were at least. I wouldn't think.
Yeah, before like
It's gonna be really tough for Chase to win this pot. He really wants to, but Clint bets his ace again, takes it down, and Chase still has his knit button. It's $200 to Clint, who is stuck still quite a bit.
Choctaw series.
Is that like the underground way in? Or you don't like it? Okay, there's that one, but that one is set up. It's not a good game. Hey, what's the series? Well, no, I don't mean it's gonna be like next month. I just mean like, you know. I mean,
John's storage stacking it. John's down 4.2. When did that happen? Oh, yes, he got stacked early. But now he has jacks. Let's try to get rid of that knit button with jacks. That's nice. Benji doesn't fold this on the button. I know that.
I guess I don't recall from before my time. They're showcasing. I can't do it. I can't hold the poker to go like all the way to the bubble and whoa, wait, what happened?
A nice disciplined fold from our villain.
Like emotionally, I'm like, okay. Then I just don't think that's right.
A single suited board, king high, straight stuff. Benji has a gut shot to a 7, but the wrong color cards.
Trying to get the 500 down.
It used to be a cooler experience because the cash games were better when you went up there.
I don't think he wants to mess with this. He doesn't have a knit button. Yeah. Yeah, just pick another spot. He sees the jacks with the diamonds. Yeah, sure. Benji's natural hue has transitioned into a stronger pink, but it's not due to anything I can remember. He hasn't been in a huge spot yet.
No one's there. Like, I think there's some more competition for their tournaments around the country.
I guess that big call with queens from the Clint Ace-King bluff was a big spot. Let's go, Seinfeld. Get rid of that knit button, buddy. I've been anxious to see him win a big pot tonight. He's running poorly in this establishment. Statistically, you run the same in every establishment, but some poker players are superstitious. Believe in magic and magical rectangle voodoo. Rectangle voodoo. That's not bad. Alright, John is in here defending his straddle with Jack 7 offsuit. Hell yeah. Incredibly safe, comfortable flop for Ace Kings. Seinfeld's gonna win this pot.
That could have been like, well, okay, I don't think he was really going backwards, but like, that could have been 4-2 offsuit for all you know. I mean, like,
Huh.
it definitely seemed like the guy hadn't played a lot before.
I did not expect a call from Chase with Ace High.
Well, then I think I also, but But the one that no one has seen before.
Yeah.
This card doesn't change much. I think that Chase floats
It almost felt like he'd never
a flop bet with like a lot of 6s, 7s, and 8s, maybe.
I mean, the way he was talking about the ace king hand, I was like,
He's gone. He is gone. Gets rid of his knit button, shows the ace king. Now it's down to 2. Our 2 new players who I've never seen play before, Seth and Chase. Seth's down 2.7. And Chase is up 2.7. Slightly coincidental.
Yeah, like it's maybe they've done that. So they've done that. I just have the nut through fan.
Who's ever doing impressions is doing a decent job.
He's done that.
oh my god, no, they call like, you may think that I just have a set.
Big red queens for Bridge Mike, and Benji's got jacks. Oh, we're not like vengeful, spiteful people, but there are a lot of people out there that really like to watch Benji lose pots. And this could be one of them, honestly. Bridge Mike did not 4-bet his queens. I think this means he's trapping and chopping out a raise right now. This is going to be interesting. How is Benji going to process this with 10s? Bridge Mike has some nice big spades that would do this. Bridge Mike has pocket 10s. Possibly pocket 5s. Possibly some ace 4 of spades. Does ace 10 ever put a raise in like this? Benji's radar is way up. Way up. Bridge Mike has tripled it. But Benji's suspicion is at a high level. Don't think he can fold yet. It would be an incredible adjustment exploit type of fold. Oh, this is a bummer card from Mike. Not in the sense that he's like too terribly scared of a king. I think he probably puts a bet in here. You know what? Now I'm thinking I could be absolutely wrong about the thing I just said. That's okay. It's poker. It's tough. Could Benji call a raise with like ace king of spades? Yes. King queen of spades? Sure. King jack of spades? Benji could call Bridge Mike's flop check raise with a lot of hands that possibly have kings in them. But as I'm saying this now, Bridge Mike confirmed my initial suspicions that he is not too terribly scared of this king. And I initially said that this is a bad card for Bridge Mike because a king here on the turn is gonna allow Benji to fold out kings or jacks a little easier.
They almost got you, Mike. I missed.
Good fold, Benji. You got trapped pre-flop with queens and figured it out. He didn't actually figure it out because he's asking Bridge Mike if he had pocket fives there. Thought Bridge Mike had a set, but he had queens. That's a good play by Mike.
Wait, you had queens?
That's how you got a fire.
Oh, Benji's very surprised to hear that Mike had queens here.
I was barely behind. I had Jack.
Bridge Mike doesn't care, Benji.
Basically.
The net game's still on with 2 players left. Seinfeld with kings. Hello. Chase wants to get rid of that knit bow. No. Oh, God. Seinfeld. This is getting ridiculous, man. What a cooler. He's running so badly. Ugh.
Yeah, I am on the bad end.
Seinfeld's got about 5.8 left. This pot's gonna get really big. I think he already popped it to straight up 1,000. Everyone shut up. This is a giant pot brewing. My gut's feeling like it's gonna be bad. Is it bad? With aces here, our villain doesn't want to fold out bluffs. He does not have a 5 betting range. Good God, am I wrong? I thought he was just calling. Does he have a read on Seinfeld that this is like Seinfeld's first 4-bet out of position tonight? And this is an incredibly strong hand? Wow. Oh, goodness. This is the first 5-bet pot we've seen tonight. It goes 2.5. Goose in it. But $1,500 is a lot of money. Seinfeld is now trying to figure out if our villain Eric has 5-bet bluffs. Does Ace King do this? Seinfeld blocks Ace King pretty hard. Does Queens do this? Because our villain's thick-ass value is aces, which he has. Seinfeld is deciding how often he has other hands that kings are better than. Really tough decision. You have to think through everything. I'm honestly pretty surprised by this 5-bet. Oh God, he 6-bet rips it, gets snapped off, and now he knows it's aces. This is huge. Oh, and the face that Eric made is like, oh man, this is gross. You have kings, don't you? Wow. This is the biggest pot of the night, 11K. Seinfeld obviously has to hit a king. They're going twice. Benji's choking on his blue Hawaiian. Oh! Oh, no. That's gross. Seinfeld, I'm sorry, bud.
Maybe as ace and clubs.
Okay, so 4, 5, 55, 55.
Our villain had Seinfeld covered. Seinfeld can't believe it. I mean, he can. It happens, but it happening now tonight against Villain. I am gonna have to ask Seinfeld about that hand, how he decided to rip it all in. I don't think I've seen a 6-bet jam in this game, probably ever. And $11,000 goes to our villain. Aces versus King, that's kind of a villainy thing. Woof. Eric's up $10,000. It's, I think this game runs Tuesdays off stream, Fridays on stream. A lot of the same cats play this twice a week. And I think Eric Hernandez is running hotter than everyone. John is still manufacturing wins. Turning a 6 into a bluff. Getting Bridge Mike to fold a queen. And Seth and Chase still have knit buttons. It's been a long knit game.
Seinfeld, before I leave, give me a list of viewers you haven't hassled. Hey, if you guys want David back, yeah, 9 for big lights. Yeah. All right, I'll do it. As long as you bring back here.
The 1 seat race to 3. Small mix, please.
$10K, Seinfeld's down 5 now. Benji's still up 7.5.
I thought we had finished a long time ago.
Should have been, but
Yeah, it would have been over if they would have.
My fucking pair. You show your hand. Is that right? Well, yeah, just start this round. Yeah, you show your hand.
This is Poker House at Peaks. It's gonna take me some getting used to saying that, but I like it. Everyone knows the Poker House brand. We all know how glorious the one on Regal was. And now, it's gonna be here at Peaks. This is a fantastic partnership. Look at all these hands. Seth's getting out of line to try to get rid of his knit button. That's what Ace-8 offsuit is, and Bridge Mike is gonna trap with Ace-King. Open-ended straight draw for Seth. He's gonna try to realize his equity. Interesting. wow. John's threes are good. I could have sworn Seth was going to stab at that at some point. Huh. Incredible parody tonight. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of green, a lot of red.
Yeah, I had a feeling someone was calling me or raising me. I didn't know who was going to be.
Let's see, there's almost 30? 40? There's almost 50 grand on this table. Nutty. Alright, now we're at hand 60. A little under 3 hours. I don't know what time it is. Benji's gonna raise ace queen off for sure. For value. Chase is just gonna cold flat in between. Even if it's nines, it's probably a 4-better fold situation because this can happen. Oh, I'm sorry. Clint just called. I thought he 4-bet. Playing a 3-bet pot out of position to 2 people is uncomfortable for sure. But, yeah, if you have 9s on a flop like this, you probably have to call. There goes Clint. A little surprised Benji c-bet this board. He does like to stay aggressive. I don't know how he decides which boards to c-bet bluff at. This is just 2 overcards. And, yeah, checking back is good. Not sure what Benji would do. Can he get Chase off of 9s? This pot's really big. Benji gives up, has ace high. Decided he cannot get Chase off whatever hands he had a read on. And Chase does not lose the knit button game. Seth does, and owes the pot 300 bucks. Possibly 350. Yeah, Seth, it's $350. Thanks, buddy. And these boys are gonna put it in the middle and do a PLO flip.
John's winning this one.
I kind of like doing it this way instead of paying out everybody 50 bucks. You have the opportunity to win it back. Because we're just doing a flip, everyone gets 4 cards, you run out of board. Does Seth get his money back? We don't know what's happening. Everyone's laughing.
So I can hit a 9, or a 8 or 9. 7 also. One time.
Oh, Benji. What did he do?
What the fuck? Let's talk about what you were saying about the nut. I remember seconds. You know, usually I'm always like do that, it's always been real. It's like the first time it's actually been the cars.
I think you guys just don't know though. I've been like, used to win on it now. That might be right.
They're having fun. It's a fun game.
Has to be a bomb pot. Seinfeld got the
They are playing a bomb pot, and here comes Kyle.
Yeah, no, I have to go. When are you
Poor guy.
As soon as I...
He said he was on the way like 20 minutes.
Probably wants to do the phone thing before.
What is the absolute latest we need to be on it? Like, I should have done. I should have done.
I'm gonna buy some walkie-talkies.
Yeah, so this one's legitimate, like medical emergency. I gotta, they're like, I'm trying to say, we can run it back out. I'm trying to say as long as I possibly can.
Yes.
No, I mean, if you have an emergency, why are you
Well, his family members be in Austin, so.
Yes.
I think they might be getting John mixed up with Clint.
Killer, right?
You're the one that's going to the hospital.
It's a long drive.
Yeah.
Do it.
It is now 10.
I haven't gone back to Austin a lot.
10.
I want to go there and like play some of the streams.
Got about an hour left.
I like watching their YouTube streams.
Did anybody see Randy and Nick on there? What? Randy and Nick is just on the lodge. They got fucked up. It was bad. Like Nick had the most sickest. Like he got overboated. Like all of it. Like it was really bad. Yeah, but Nick was playing over there. Randy was
Oh no. If I heard John correctly, my friend Nick Splon on Tilt Poker played the lodge stream yesterday and got railroaded.
Checks in the door.
basically like this. Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna run graphics on this bomb pot. You know, if not, whatever.
Okay.
Oh, hello, Jim. What's up, buddy? Yes, a lot of stacks have shifted.
That's 50. 6.
Our villain just won an $11,000 pot. He's up almost $10,000. That's fun. Look at all those cards. Couple mystery hands. This is a $25 PLO bomb pot with a $2,000 cap on it. And there's still six-handed. That is neat. I don't know what's going on. Seinfeld has stuff.
575.
Seinfeld's betting his flush draw on the bottom. He also has a set on the bottom.
500.
And a pair of twos on top, I guess. Clint folds, Bridge Mike folds. Maybe. I don't know what he has, but is he raising? Oh, Mike. Ew. Ew, gross. Yeah, Seinfeld's in the Twilight Zone. This is grody. I don't know what Bridge Mike has, you know? None of us do. Watching. Bridge Mike caps it to 2,000. He pots it, but it's a cap to 2,000. And now, with what hand we know Seinfeld has, this is not an easy call. Bridge Mike can easily have pocket jacks. Or pocket aces. Either of those hands does make sense. Seinfeld hates bomb pots and probably made this $500 bet a little too light. He does have a gut shot to a 3 on the top. That's pretty inconsequential. A lot to think through, but he's going for it. It's capped at 2,000, guys.
It's like 3,000 minus 50.
Yeah.
Holy hell, they upped the cap to 3,000. What in the hell? Oh, wow.
Oh my.
Oh, wow. That's so sick. What did Bridge Mike show? Oh, Mike, that's rough.
I had queen 10, 5, 3 for like 12 outs on each. If you don't count the fact that
No one cares, Benji. Shut up.
I hit that one.
Queen 10.
Seinfeld, you lucky, dirty dog. You easily could have gotten scooped there. I still don't know what Bridge Mike had, but damn. He really needed that 2,500 bucks too. Good lord, these guys are nuts.
It was funny, I was trying to with the wheel of
Spade on that side for to get it all.
Nope, I know, I had spades too. But it was, like, I was actually gonna call if he had just called. I was like, kind of another he.
You're throwing the 1 out.
No, I had 12 off on both. If you don't count the board removal.
This is Poker House at Peaks. At night, live on delay.
Double gut shot and another gut shot on top of that one.
Alright, let's go, Seth. It's time for Seth to win a big hand. This is a really nice suited connector. And Eric folds out 6s? Ah, I see. Seth 3-bet to 250. Possibly his first 3-bet of the night. First one of the night, even though it's probably always balanced. These boys know their charts well, I assume, but kind of naturally adds some magnitude to the strength of a 3-bet from the tight player at the table. Yes, and Seth c-bets and gets Clint to fold a jack here. That's how you use your image, buddy. I have a 3-bet all night. I easily have really good aces. The ace king, the ace queen, the ace jacks. Pocket aces. And 63.
So focused on the straight draws. Well, I usually would think about that. Just I had so many straight draws, it was insane. Like on the first board, double gut shot, a third gut shot on the other one, open-ended with a gut shot. Yeah, it's such a weird hand. I've like never seen so many straight shots on both at the same time. The boards basically have to be similar. That's impossible. I mean, you have to have the exact right.
What do we have here? Second pair for Bridge Mike. Gonna bet 150. Basically pots it. Gut shot straight for Clint. Has 2 10s to possibly hit. Because Bridge Mike has one. Let's stick around. A third diamond lands. Neither player has any of them. Clint want to turn this into a bluff? He doesn't. Let's Bridge Mike off easy. And surrenders $240. That's what all the graphics are saying if you want to read them with your eyes. And about that hand, that's about all I have to say. Oh, Clint. I feel like I should just ask Eric Hernandez to borrow money. I honestly don't think I've ever won 10K in a night. No. I think it's 7. Folds around to villain on the button. King Jack offsuit is worth $75. Come on, Seth. I'm rooting for you, buddy. It's time for a big pot for Seth. And villain's still running really well. Because these are ideal flops for King Jack offsuit. He's floated like this before with ace high. It's just a little perplexing to me. Well, this time it gets rewarded. What a nice 3-outer for Seth. Yes, he deserves this. Eric Hernandez was the pre-flop raiser, but after a call like this on the turn, I personally would not expect my King Jack to be good anymore. Flushes get there. Some full houses get there. I don't think villain should go for thin value with King Jack here. He's got showdown value and he checks it back. Good, good, good. He sees that he got 3-outed on the turn. And, yeah, kind of a bizarre float with ace-7 offsuit. Maybe not bizarre. No offense. But hopeful.
I just happened to be here and you rang myself for you.
Seinfeld specifically?
Yeah. My favorite people.
He's mad at the guy that won 2 hands in the last month.
No. I admire your play.
On the surface, that wasn't a good play. It was genius.
Result oriented.
No, exactly.
Well, the 5 is up
I had
instead of
to-
any spade on the other.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, you guys, yeah, spades and so good.
Clint with queens. Clint is stuck. Wants to win a big pot here. If Seinfeld loses another big pot, he might just go insane. I've actually never seen Seinfeld call it an early night after getting just pummeled by bad beats. John's in here swinging for the fences, and by that I mean he needs a very specific flop. Yeah, Seinfeld's gonna lose at least a little money here.
375.
I just don't get how that pot was $1.1 thousand pre-flop.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, this is wild. These pots get out of control so fast. 7. All right. I'm a big old baby, but queen's here with 2 players behind me. It starts to get uncomfortable. He's got a pot-sized bet left. He's either way ahead or way behind. Can he get called by worse if he jams? Do you go into check calling mode? I don't know. What an uncomfortable place to be. Should probably study more, but multi-way. This is all nasty. Like,
Yes. Clear ball.
he does rip it. I just don't know what he gets called by that's worse. Like, he just got 9-10 to fold.
Still trying to catch up.
Like,
Oh, my computer got counterfeit.
You knew it was coming.
Hold on, Mercy, I knew it was coming. I think this
can he even get called by diamond draws there? Like, I'm pretty sure he just gets called by better.
is calm now. Yes.
I doubt many people turn queens into a bluff in that spot. Huh. Well, there you go. There it is.
No, but it wasn't that.
Clint do hit, and look at that VPIP.
Huh? Yellow carrot. I don't know.
John's VPIP is funny because it's like he likes to call and see a lot of flops.
Yeah, that's what it. Because when you said better than ace king, but
It's not like he's the first raiser in at a really high frequency.
You said, please don't do it, then I did it.
I mean, no offense, it's not a neutral statement. It's just his style of play.
you guys both screw each other.
You call behind with all this BS and I have to fold.
Guys, we know that you guys screw each other all the time.
He doesn't rip, I get to rip there. And I think I had to win it.
I just got a pair.
What did you have? 9, 6, 5, 3.
But Clint knows that John calls all the BS. Like, oh, this will look strong.
Did you have the B? I had everybody. She had an overcarry. Okay. Yeah, you had everyone.
Oh, Lord.
What it really means is that he's hating you.
Flopping trip queens for trip kings. For the villain.
325.
A little more than 1/3. It's hard to make pairs. Clint probably calls. He's got 2 outs.
That and I can't come out. I wouldn't say that
Oh, wow. That's so close to a full house for villain. He now has a gut shot straight draw along with trips. There's 2 flushes on the board. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Clint checks back with 2 outs. Beak! Gross! That's spooky, man. That's the mark of the beast. I don't like villain's check on the turn. You can overbet that turn. Oh, he's getting trappy. He's about to get jammed on. Yeah. Villain's about to double up Clint. Yeah, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry, I misread the chip stacks. Yeah, he doesn't have to go all in. But it's pretty massive. It's at least 2,600. 2,500. A little more than 3x. Huge raise. God, Eric's gonna be sick. He let Clint hit a 2-outer on the river by checking the turn. Yeah, you can't snap this in. Flushes beat Trip Kings. Full houses beat Trip Kings. 6 is full of kings is incredibly deceptive. Yeah.
I was worried about just calling there too. Because I'm only beating like King, Jack, Ace, King right there.
And were you flushes too?
Look. You just said you were worried about just calling. I mean, and then he meant that and then 3-bet too, and that's really funny. Oh, you meant you were worried about raising? Oh, man. I thought you were saying you were worried about calling. I almost folded. Yeah, Ace King. I took King. Maybe.
Eric says he almost folded. Is that David Alexander back for seconds? Clint doubled up. Now he's only down $500, and at the expense of our villain, who lost about $3,500 in that hand. Woof. That is incredibly lucky. Hit a 2-outer on the river. Can our villain avoid getting tilted by that? Gives the obligatory nice hand. With a little bit of tone, some subtones. I think the subtone is, you dirty dog. You son of a bitch. Come on, let's win the 7 deuce game, Seinfeld. Yeah, sometimes John could 3-bet King Queen Hearts at some frequency. Ace high, disconnected, rainbow board. Put in a C-bet, my man. You got double backdoors. John floats way more often than anyone I know. For good reason. He does do it, and with the intention of bluffing on later streets, and it works out, I think, enough. Seinfeld railroads it through. It's the third time I've used railroad tonight. I heard it somewhere. I feel like I'm using it the right way. And everybody pays Seinfeld $50. Nice little extra $3.50 on top of the pot from my buddy Seinfeld. So Benji topped up to match our villains' stack size. They both have 11.7. And John is now our short stack. David Alexander's back. I wonder what he bought in for. He's buying in for 2,000.
2150.
But it is more fun if you have to really like. Yeah, I mean, you weren't really thinking about it from the trying to get from 50 or just.
Let's see, that's 22, 30, 42, 55 grand on the table, I think. About to be more.
Yeah, so once I raise the pot so big that even the table is full, it's like that's almost irrelevant.
Pre-raise 300.
Big shot.
Poker house at Peaks. Poker house at Peaks.
Can't match the shirt. Mike, oh, yeah, geez, which we're down there. I had a hat on. I don't recognize you without it on.
Clint's running a bluff with nothing. 9 high.
Yeah, we haven't seen you wear that one yet. We're the one pitching it up a little bit. How many different ones do you have? Here, I have like.
Look at him V-pips. Sub 20s for Bridge, Mike, and Seth. Seth's been really card dead, and Bridge Mike's only had like 5 or 6 hands to play.
So I have about 20 of these.
Probably more than that, but still.
That'd be a great one.
He turns it on backwards for the stream.
You don't want your bot.
For his pro ups.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Hand 69. Nice.
Raise 75.
John in the low jack. King 6 of diamonds. Seinfeld defends with a small suited connector. Can he connect? No. Bottom pair for John. Let's just put in a little protection bet. On a board like that, the small straight gut shot isn't going to make you that much money very often.
So we doing 15 again?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, wait. We could have done it by now.
There's Benji. If you're just tuning in, it's his game. He makes the rules. He's a little dictator. He gets his own pizza.
I'm sorry.
Gosh.
This is on one of your hats.
Oh, kind of a similar hand for John. That's nice. Indians in there. Jack King off. Chase is in there. Let's go, David. Flopping top pair. John's betting his second pair. With David calling behind. A float there with the ace of clubs. Risky.
They got some pineapple juice, rum, some, I think, lime in there.
That should be a scary card for John.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep the pressure on. David goes nowhere.
I have my flag as Nauru, which is like a small island in the middle of nowhere.
And that's a pretty bricky board. 5-6 gets there. David checks back top pair. Didn't go for thin value. That's possibly too thin. No, I don't know.
It's like in the middle of nowhere. So it's a tiny island. I've never heard of. Cool flag, or what did you do that? Well, I was thinking to just choose a flag that no one would ever have seen before. Yeah. Saw Nauru, hadn't heard of it, hadn't seen the flag. I was like, most people probably wouldn't either.
What is Benji talking about?
I'm playing someone, and he's like, "You're really from Nauru?" Like an NM that's from Nauru.
Oh, for the first time tonight, John is putting on the double straddle.
Double up or go home.
I'm just gonna probably get it in. That's your phone. Right, but.
Finally, a nice hand to play for Seth. Seinfeld folds out threes. Out of position. I don't think so. But I had a feeling John was going to call $100 with any two cards here. He's actually ahead. I think they say that Jack 10 suited has much better playability post-flop than King 4 offsuit. And on that flop, Seth puts in the continuation bet. John snap folds. That was a dictation of the action in hand 70.
I've never really heard for you pushing for it before.
How did these V-pips adjust? So what the hell was that? Anywho, I'm solo in the booth tonight. We got about 30 minutes left, I think. None of my friends wanted to show up. That's fine. I think at some point soon we'll have On Tilt Poker back on the microphone. And we'll throw a little booth party. Always fun. Here at Poker House at Peaks. Seinfeld's just getting all giggly tonight. He's running terribly. Well, except for that last bomb pot. Is there a chance he can make it back up tonight? One of the first four-handed flops we've seen. Four-handed turned out to be uninteresting. How unfortunate. But quite common. Who's gonna hang on and win more money? Table's gotten a little quiet. Poor Kyle. It's getting antagonized like really any redheaded kid growing up.
I've never done anything right too long. Neither of you. Wait, never done anything right too long.
That's a good hand, Indian. Just gonna limp. Benji raises this often. Big ass hand for Chase. I don't think he'll get a lot of action. Well, from John, yeah, obviously. Three deuce suited is the clean diaper, I think.
Put an 8.
I hit you right in the eye.
This pot's already $630 and a gross flop for Chase. Five-handed, you just hate it. But he is in position. There goes John. That is pretty much what you would always expect on a flop like that. Oh, look at Chase. He is beside himself. He's grossed out. Sickened. And Benji's still left to act. I believe Benji's putting through his little calculator brain how many clean outs he would have. There are so many draws. Benji's really gotta think about this. Honestly, I don't like this with Chase behind. What does he think Chase has? Oh no. Man, that always sucks. Always sucks to fold kings there, but that is a disgusting board. And especially with Benji calling behind, you're just like, these ding-dongs have a lot of two-pair here, a lot of sets. These ding-dongs even have queen 9 and 9-7. Well, if Chase is really seeing their hands already, he's probably going to scoop this. John gets the big double up, 3.8K, and I'm pretty sure that Chase would have scooped all that. Oh, Chase, I'm sorry, bud.
Once the first run out came and I missed, I was like, that's not going to be that fun.
Yeah, I think Chase just threw up in his mouth like a lot, like chipmunk. both sides.
And I missed everything. I missed.
Oh my God.
What did you have?
I missed
I'm shaking outside right now. We gotta be careful, dude. Walk outside, there's tornadoes all around.
when you ripped it, you cold.
Did David Alexander Indian just say there's wild ass tornado weather? That doesn't sound right.
We've had a couple zeros.
The good news is I'm probably gonna put it in again and he's gonna get
That's right. I feel like
now you're gonna get it all back.
Yeah, there's a very good chance this is going
And
to
then someone else is gonna get it too.
Yeah. I felt like I was going to get there on one for some reason.
I thought you were gonna get there on both.
No, I wasn't feeling both.
Hand 74. I think we have 15 minutes left. Bridge Mike, first to act.
Just go 9-9. Two fair, two fair.
Wait, what did you have?
Villain might win a big one here. It's always a possibility. And Ace King offsuit's a really nice starting hand, obviously. He decides not to 3-bet Bridge Mike. Is this a trap? Possibly. Oh no. Oh no.
So, yeah. So that's just happening. If I would keep that, you were worried he was going to rip it. I didn't go to 9-9 or 9-10. Well, I would not. I think he was going to rip it. And then call the re-raise.
This concludes with the question, how much money is our villain gonna lose here? Because I don't think he's gonna flush up. Oh, what a awful, awful turn card for villain. I love that Bridge Mike is playing this fast. Getting value from the ace of spades, obviously. Trip kings. But at 5-10, let me start this over. At 1-2, you expect on a single suited board like this, on a flop, that a lot of players at the lower games would just trap and try to check raise.
And then 2 kings were dead. And he had the 9 in his hand. It was actually worse than I thought.
So playing it fast and betting your flop and turn and river here, you're going 3 streets. Oh, he has to snap call and sees that Bridge Mike flopped a flush. Disgusting turn card. Our villain loses $1,700 and a couple big losses from our villain after going up $10,000. I think that might have been a mistake for the villain there, not 3-betting pre-flop. I think that means he possibly could have lost more money.
Yeah, I'm very human.
Benji just announced that he's very human. Which is hilarious.
I had a lot of self-control. I made the fold and got up from the table. I do. Because I was so annoyed. Like, literally, the moment he raised, I was like, you got to hear me. Like, I would have said it out loud. You remember that, right?
Poker House at Peaks. We don't have too many hands left for the stream.
The board doesn't pair because, like, I already know I don't want one of the very likely hands obviously is set. You're playing water streak. You know, if I can make the board pair and a probably.
And we're going 3-way for this one. Y'all can see the distribution of hands we have. I want to see a flop that has a 3 in it. Whoa. Chase flopping straights. I think he checked it though. Would have liked to see a bet there. John has 2 pair, but there's a flush possibility out there and a 4-liner to a 10. which Chase has, but John boats up. Oh my God, John 4-outers this river, hits a boat, definitely puts a raise in. And this is disgusting because Chase has a queen too. Oh, that hurts him bad. This is not a fun way to end the stream for Chase. And it might even be his first time playing here. Yuck. Benji'S now our big winner, as our villain is given back about $5.1 thousand on 2 giant pots. And Seinfeld's less stuck than he was. Someone was down 5K at some point. Clint was. Now he's almost even. Oh, how all the fortunes can change. $20, $35, $45, almost 50 grand on this table. That's never really meant too much to me, like, because the frame of reference is crazy. Like, do most 5-10 games get this much money? Everyone's pretty deep. I mean, this isn't a 5-10 game. This is a 5-10-25 game, effectively, and everyone buys in for 3K. So you pretty much always have like 120 big blinds, and now everyone has over 5K. So everyone's deep, and what I'm saying now is not interesting. What a gross little flop. No one has shit. Kyle's talking about golf again. Love that. Love that from the dealer during a live stream. Love it. Hey, our villain ekes out a little pair here. This will all just check down probably. Oh, he's going for thin value. But he makes it big. Trying to get called by a 6 or a 3? Interesting. He's a villain. Oh, look at our little address. Was someone gonna write that down with a pen? Pull out a map? No. Just Google Peaks. It's in the design district. It's great. It's literally my favorite place. All right, I gotta pay attention up in the right-hand corner. What hand is this? Aggression frequency. There you go, Clint. It's always nice to be on top of that table. Why do we have so many tables flying at us?
Yeah, actually,
Hand 77 is our second to last hand. Can Chase win the 7 deuce game? Please, for the love of God, let Chase win the 7 deuce game. He really needs this. Oh, and he gets raised. Is Clint being a bully? It's a nice hand to like isolate with. 7-6 of spades. But if Chase puts in the 4-bet here, he's got 4-bet chips. Oh my God, it's big too. What the hell? Yes! Let's go, Chase! He picked the right time to do this bluff because Clint has 7 high. Bye-bye, Clint. Pay the man his money. Oh my God. All right, that was the best 7 deuce win of the night, that's for sure. And a good second to last hand. Seinfeld asking the table if everyone paid him earlier when he won the 7 deuce game is very funny. He doesn't go by Seinfeld for no reason.
Should never make that move. I didn't realize you never played field.
All right, let's make the last one big, everybody. Make it big. Hot dag. Good job, Kyle. Very few cards flipped for Kyle. I don't remember one of them. I don't remember him having to redeal a single hand. Way to go, Kyle.
Oh shit, I didn't even realize.
Last hand for our villain. He's got a suited gapper and bridge Mike. Pops that booty with jacks. This could get you in trouble, Indian. All right, we're gonna see a big pot for the last hand. Can we get an action flop? Action flop. Do it. Do it, Kyle. I want to see 2 diamonds and a jack and an ace. How spooky would that be? Hello. What a flop for villain. Pair plus flush draw. He has the same amount of equity the bridge Mike has now. David wants to stay around with a deuce. Our villain, this could be a really fun time to just run this bluff on a board like this. I take it back. He was a pre-flop opener, early position. I called it. I called it. I called it, but I took it back. He does put the check raise in. This looks very set heavy. This looks very combo draw heavy. Bridge Mike has an overpair. He looks distraught. His eyes are doing something funny. In a good way. No offense. God, he gets jacks to fold. Way to go, villain. I think David thinks that something might be up. Hey, that's a nice bluff, villain. Way to end the night. Thanks everybody for watching. This is Poker House at Peaks live on delay for game integrity purposes. We play streams Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That was a very good one. I liked it. I had fun. Thank you to Graphics, Dennis, thanks to all the dealers. I don't know why we thank everybody at the end of these. They get paid, and that's what the money's for. So, really, just thanks to everybody watching. And thanks for the new partnership with Poker House. I'm very excited about that. See you tomorrow, folks. My name's Dan. Bye.